Six now. Coach Kelly, ready to go? Ready to go.
Yeah, we're excited. We signed, I think, 20 high school kids today. The 3 junior college kids have been enrolled since January and are really acclimating very well. Ryan Clan and Isaac Remington and Brandon Williams. We're excited about the class we signed. I think it really addressed our athleticism. We want to be known for speed. I think we really, if you can ask me about one thing about this class, I think it's a speed class. There's a lot of kids that can really, really run in this group. We got a good quarterback. I really like Brian in terms of what he'll give to us and his athletic ability. Fortunately, having Nate and Jeremiah and Darren back will give him a chance to, get acclimated to our system, and hopefully won't have to get thrown into the mix. We lost some real valuable guys in the secondary, and Walter Thurman and Willie Glasper and T.J. Ward, and then obviously Jarris Bird, who would have been in this class but left to go early to the NFL, so I think we really addressed some needs there. We have some athletes, that we're going to figure out what we do with them. A couple guys we just kind of watch the tape is, that kid's a heck of a football player. What will we do with them when they get here? We'll kind of figure that out as we get through spring ball and kind of see what some of our needs are. And got some people, especially Ricky and Tony Washington on the defensive line that I think are really going to give us help and a plus at the linebacker spot. If Derek Malone grows into a linebacker, but we didn't really have a linebacker need this year, with most of our guys coming back. So, I'm excited about the overall depth and really the athleticism of the class. And the big thing for me is the character and what these guys are like. They're all kind of bright-eyed guys. You're excited to be around them. They're not a bunch of mopey guys. And that was kind of a big thing for me is guys that you're excited to be around as a coach. And the attitude that these guys are going to bring in, I think will just mesh with the group we have right now, because we have a great chemistry and attitude going on in our program right now. And it's about finding the right fit for Eugene and for this football team, and that's the big thing for us. So that'll open it up to any questions.
Is there any way to gauge, maybe it's just too early, but getting to the Rose Bowl, does that impact this class, or is that more important down the road?
You know what? I think everything's an individual. And some kids that is attractive to, and then other kids that isn't. I don't know if you can paint a brush that says that that's it. Obviously, when your team is successful like this team was last year, then that has to be a positive for you. I don't see that can be being a negative, but sometimes it won't impact it to the group next year, because recruiting has been so accelerated. And a lot of these guys, predominantly, most of this class had been committed before we went to the Rose Bowl. So, hopefully that impacts you with the 2011 kids and the 2012 and getting letters from 2013, 2014, which is kind of getting scary. But I obviously I think it's a positive for us.
How about getting Ricky at the last second? It seems, reportedly anyway, right out of Utah. And I mean,
I think reportedly we felt pretty good about Ricky all along. Him and Jerry had a great relationship throughout this whole thing. And just a great young man. Kind of how he handled the process, and very orderly in what they did. And bringing in their final group the last week, and they kind of ran the recruiting, I think, in the right way. And it's a great family. We were excited about it. I probably got a couple more gray hairs because of it, but Ricky's a real, I think he's a great asset to us, and we've had success. Obviously Haloti from Salt Lake City, Walter Croft from Salt Lake City, so, obviously having those guys in our program helps, and there's a recognition from that, and I think Salt Lake City is a great area for football, and hopefully we can continue to get kids from that.
And it filled a need, too, in this class, I guess, right?
Yeah, in some people's opinion.
Was there one area in this class that really concerns you?
No. I want the best football players, and we'll figure it out, And I think we did a great job with it last year. I know when I took over last year in the spring that our defensive line was a huge concern with us. We weren't going to be very good. We were the second lightest team in the Pac-10 at 267.5 pounds. We were the tallest team in the Pac-10 at 6'5". And in Pac-10 games, we led in total defense. We were second in scoring defense and number one in rushing defense. So reports of our defensive tackle demise don't match up with the statistics.
You were clear on the priorities of running back, tight end, line. Secondary. Did you address all four?
I don't know, and I'm not clear as we just replace what's left, but we have players in our program that can go both ways. Kenyon Barner is a prime example. We were hurting at running back last spring. We brought Kenyon Barner over, and then all of a sudden we became good coaches again. You watch what he did in the Rose Bowl, and you're like, wow, that kid's pretty good. We have a lot of flexibility with some kids on our team, and we'll continue to make maneuvers here. There are kids in our program already that, we'll move from one side of the ball to the other side of the ball to get our best guys on the field. So we weren't going to sacrifice, well, we need a person at this position. If the person left at those positions weren't the standard that we needed at the school, and we're moving on to somebody else. And you know, you have no idea when you recruit kids that all of a sudden, boy, that kid blew up, and now he's playing this position, or this kid didn't develop the way I want him to, so he's playing this position. We have a lot of flexibility, and the emphasis really for our staff was on getting the best athletes available, and then I think we're good enough coaches to figure out where we put them and where they go. You know, Jeff Mail 3 years ago was a top free safety prospect, and he's arguably our best receiver right now. So as long as we continue to get great athletes, we'll figure a way to get them all in the game. So
is there a veteran roster right now you're looking at?
yeah, there's a lot of it every day. We meet as a coaching staff and how we get our personnel. And if we're deep at this position, well, why do we have 3 kids here that can help? Where can we move one of them to put us in a position to play? And constantly you're maneuvering your roster. You know, we don't have obviously the free agent wire and the waiver wire to go get other guys, but we have flexibility with the kids in our position. And there's kids that we recruited in this class that people may think they're a DB or they're a receiver, but they may end up somewhere else. You know, does Derek Malone get big enough and end up being a linebacker? Spencer Pasinger was a receiver safety coming in, and now he's one of our best inside linebackers. So, you know, that maturation process that goes on from 17 and 18 years old to 20, 21, 22, you never know how it will make. You know, some other guys come in, and what you see when they're fourth-year seniors are the same exact size when they came in when they were freshmen. So you don't know. You hope and you project, and I think that's what you do. But we'll never sacrifice and just take, well, we need this guy. I think our staff is sharp enough on both sides of the ball to kind of implement a scheme where we can take advantage of what we got. And I know right now we can run. That's the thing that really excites me.
Is there a position group now that you've added all these guys? Do you feel the need to shore up?
No.
I assume that everybody will come in and compete for a starting job, but are there a few that you think that would make an immediate impact?
No idea.
A number, 4 or 5?
No idea. I'm not going to put predictions on. You know, it's as much as we're throwing our evaluations is until they get here and start running around. There's always a kid like, you know, I didn't think he was that, and then all of a sudden, wow. You know, the so-called experts 4 years ago had Pat Chung, Max Unger, and Jarris Bird as 2-star recruits, and they were arguably our 3 best players last year, and all got drafted in the second round of the NFL. So, you know, people are going to make mistakes. Who it is, and I'm not going to say this kid really jumps out and they're going to put that pressure on him. They're all going to come in, and I told all of them, you better come in here with the attitude that you want to compete. You know, and I think the thing that excites me about the running back prospects we had, they could care less who was here. They want to come and compete. And when I talk to kids, if the first thing they want to talk to me about is my depth chart, I don't want you on my team. Because if you're afraid right now, what are you going to do when we go play Tennessee in front of 100,000 people? So the kids that we got want to come in and compete, and that's what we're going to do. And we pride ourselves in our competition, and we'll continue to shore up at every position, making sure we got quality competition across the board. So,
among the freshmen, are there any likely that are
early admits? Yeah, there's a couple kids right now, and we're hoping if there's 2, 3, or 4, but I won't say that until we get all that stuff handled our admissions office tells us who's in and who's out. But we're shooting to try to get a couple of these kids in here, and they're working to get that done. It's not, you know, so we'll see. But there's nobody that I'm going to announce right now that will be here. But I hope, in the addition, you know, the part about having Ryan and Isaac and Brandon Williams here obviously gives them a leg up. And if we can get any young kids here, because we're on a quarter system, it's a unique thing. But we've had kids enroll early, and it's helped kids that have had an opportunity to come in here and enroll early and play in the spring. So
Expect that one in the fall?
yeah, I hope.
Are you done? Last couple of years, there's been some...
No, we're never done. We'll always have. I mean, if you don't have a scholarship available, we wouldn't have Jeremiah Masoli right now. So, you know, we're not at our limit. And in the 3 years I've been here, we've never been at 85. There's obviously some walk-on kids in this program. If they continue to do what they're going to do, that I will reward them. So, you know, we're never going to try to get up over the top. You know, some other people sign over. You know, we haven't done that yet. But I didn't see, there also wasn't enough guys out there that I would say, hey, we'll oversign you.